picked up by Kansas City. 25-20, 15-10, 5. Welcome home, Isaiah Pacheco. It is good, good, good. Who got him? Chris Jones got him. Mahomes looks that way. He's going to go wide open left side. Kelsey, touchdown.
Wasn't a one-score game.
Hey.
The Chiefs get the 5th straight victory to start the year with a 26-13 victory over the New Orleans Saints. And let's start this way, because fans have been going, what's wrong with the offense? For the first time since the walk-off victory at SoFi in 2022, the Chiefs had a 300-yard passer, a 100-yard rusher, and a 100-yard receiver to win this game.
The offense piled up 460 yards of offense tonight. Now, the scoreboard didn't totally show it. I think we were 2 for 6 in the red zone. That's something hopefully we can clean up after the bye, but still, we're moving the ball up and down the field. We operated in New Orleans territory on 7 of 8 drives here tonight. And yeah, the explosive plays were happening throughout the game. Travis Kelce had a 21-yard catch. Juju Smith-Schuster with a 50-yard catch here in this game. So many players, though. McCole Harbin, 15-yard catch. Xavier Worthy, 18-yard catch. Noah Gray, Samaje Perine, and Kareem Hunt. I go on and on. Just some big plays from this offense. Bodes well for the future.
I think there was some attitude shown by the Chiefs in this game, particularly early. The Saints win the toss and take the ball. So they're trying to make a statement. The Chiefs get an interception from Cook, but then they go right down the field, a 78-yard touchdown drive, and the offensive line was driving the Saints off the football. And then to answer, once the Saints cut it to 16-13, I thought was a big moment. Physical and mental toughness shown by this Chiefs team.
And how about Juju specifically? Because Juju, it was a tough play. Ball hit him in the hands, but he drops it. Colin Saunders, old friend, intercepts it. And that's kind of how the Saints got back into the game. But after
he was thinking pick six. You know,
he was. And he's athletic, too. He maybe could have gotten there, but he didn't. Credit to the Chiefs offense for making sure he didn't do that. But after Juju had that drop, didn't hang his head. Had a 50-yard catch that set up Xavier Worthy's touchdown a bit later. Also a 13-yard catch 2 drives later that helped run some clock. So mental, physical toughness by the whole team, but also Juju Smith-Schuster specifically.
I got a huge Andy Reid number to give you. I'm going to wait till the close. Let's go now to Andy Reid at the podium.
Okay, first of all, thank you to the fans. It was a great atmosphere for a football game, and the guys could feel that, and they rose up. I thought all 3 phases did a nice job tonight, starting with the O-line and D-line. They both put a lot of pressure on the quarterback end, took the pressure off the quarterback end. We ran the ball well, so my hat goes off to those guys. And then individually, there were some nice performances. Juju, it was great to get him going here. 7 catches for 130 yards. Kareem had 28 carries. He spent his bye week in a nice tub, but he's doing good for 102 yards and a TD. And then Kelsey had, again, 9 catches for 70 yards, and Pat had a big day with, it was 28 for 39 for 331 yards. And then defensively, Cook with the big pick right there. That was a very impressive catch. And then, it led to points, so that's always a plus. And then Bolton with the 10 tackles. Tershawn got a sack, which was great for him. And Watson, McDuffie gets a lot of the credit, and he's playing like an all-pro. And we just kind of take that for granted. But this Watson kid, man, he is playing his heart out and doing a great job for us. So at the other corner spot. And then Bucker was 4 for 5 on the field goal part. And then last, but not the least here, the Royals. My hat goes off to Matt for the job he did there with his crew, and they got their playoff win against a pretty good Yankee team. So impressive. All right, with that, time's yours.
Andy, I know you've seen Travis with the lateral many times in practice and in the games and stuff like that. Worked perfectly tonight. That's just kind of his nature and how he goes, and you guys are fine with him doing that, right?
Yeah, no, we do it every day. And he does a great job, with the decision to do that or not do it. If he doesn't do well with it, I tell him don't come back to the bench. So
we just talked to Samaje, and he was, he's new to the team, so he said he'd never caught one in practice, but he was ready and he'd seen that happen before.
Yeah.
Pretty heavy play by him.
Yeah, no, yeah. he's getting a welcome to the crew there. He had another one where, I always tell those guys, keep running, because Pat, when he starts moving around, you got to stay on the run. And he got caught kind of pulling up thinking the play was over, and Pat's pretty amazing with that ball. So a good lesson to learn, but then he came back and did a nice job on that play.
Hey, Coach, you guys seem to have, you're so good at situational football. In this game, it really didn't come into play, but in the first 4 games, close games, you guys seem to make the right decisions at the right time. Is that something you guys practice, or that just something that all the success you've had over the years, it just kind of comes into play?
Yeah, listen, I've got good coaches that work on all that stuff and make sure we're in good, we handle the situation. Then during training camp, we spend a lot of time doing that, and we try to review during the season as we go. And so is there something that'll get by you? Sure, but we try to limit that the best way we can. And I give the credit to the coaches, though, for making sure they have everything covered.
In the context of all the adversity you guys faced with injury to key players, just how proud are you of you guys for being able to find ways to enter the bye week?
Yeah, so these guys, you get tired of me saying it, but they don't flinch on all that stuff. They just, the next guy up and he goes. And so I'm proud of them for that. There's an attitude in the locker room that those guys, it has to start with that group there. And they just know that they trust the next guy is going to come in and do a good job. So it's more of a positive thinking than a negative thinking, where you try to find all the warts. They're not doing that with these guys.
You mentioned Juju, but you guys wanted something from the wide receivers. Boy, did he ever deliver.
Yeah, Juju's a good football player. I mean, he's been a good football player for a long time. So, and he had the one down in the end zone that got tipped, and he felt terrible about that. Then he comes back with 2 huge ones, and he's a pro and does a great job with that. All right, good. Have a good bye week.
Can't block him. You can't block him. He has just been a menace since OTAs. Turk Wharton. Let's talk the sack first. And what about that play specifically?
I kind of got a little information from the center. He was talking a lot, so I knew the call, they was going to Chris, and I kind of just took my chances on winning inside.
No, wait a minute. Let's back up a second. A little intel work. The center tipped you off?
Yeah, he put his arm out that they was going where 9-5 was at, and I knew the guard I had kind of set him up, so I knew he was going to jump out at me, and I took my chance and won.
How did you know? Did you see it on tape, or how did you know?
Just setting it up through the game. I gave him a lot of power rushes that he couldn't stop, so I knew to stop it, he was going to jump out at me, just try to stop me from getting going on him.
You stuff Alvin Kamara in this game. I mean, it's every week. You're facing these elite backs. He had 11 rushes for 26 yards. What was the key to stop him? Because these dudes, they're lining up against you, and you're shutting them all down.
Well, I'm going to give out credit to all those running backs because they're great guys. But I think Spags is doing a great job with having us practice. And me and Chris, we're trying to set the edge from the inside out. That's what we practice on all weekend. We bring it to the game.
And then to be able to answer in this game, the 16-13, they get the touchdown, but then that was it. You guys shut them down on downs after that. What are the physical and mental toughness shown by this team in all 3 phases?
Oh, yeah, man. I think, we still got things we could be better at, but all phases came to play today. Shout out to Juju, Pat, Kareem. He did his thing, too, as well. And our defense, we all played as one today. I think can't give the credit to no one person. I think the back end did their thing to help us get home. And if it was something going on back there, we made sure we got home so they didn't have to struggle.
That being said, how big is it that you can rotate so many guys in on that defensive front where nobody has to take it all and you're fresh legs?
We all came back from last year. We all came back from the Super Bowl and from OTAs on. And when we were signing, we all knew what the path is, and we still on that path. And, it's great that we could rotate and make sure that everybody's dominant.
How much you looking forward to the bye week?
We're going to relax a little bit. It's good going into a 5-0, but still more work to be done when we get back.
You have been outstanding. What's been the difference? Because it's every game. It's not flashing. It's so consistent.
I think I dedicated to I'm healthy. I had a good offseason to get this knee back right. And the rest is just confidence. Been since my rookie year, just wanting to play alongside of Chris, and now it's finally working. and just continuing to go every week, show my athleticism and just keep going.
The only player from Missouri S&T to be in the NFL, Turk Wharton, he can't be blocked.
I think it's a credit to not only the guys, and how hard they work, but Coach Reed and just knowing their skill sets and how to put them in great positions. And, Kareem just runs extremely hard. He gets every yard out there, catches the ball, does whatever it takes in order to go out there and win. And then Juju, even when he wasn't getting as many reps, he was in the playbook. He was learning the things that he had lost over 1 year. But, y'all saw him 2 years ago. He fits in well in this offense. And so he did a great job today. So it was cool to get those guys going and then to step up. And it's going to be like that until we start getting some of these guys back. It's going to be everybody's going to have to step up and make plays.
Patrick, what about Juju allows him to fit into this offense, as you said?
Yeah, I think he has I'm not going to, Trav is kind of one of a kind, but he has a good feel for the entire concept of the play, and so he knows how to get into the open spots. He has a good understanding of my timing, and so some of those things I can hit him early, and some windows maybe that aren't necessarily taught. It's kind of just learned over reps. But I think he did a good job today of just doing that, finding those windows, beating man when they played man, and then zone, finding the windows to get big catches.
Patrick, what was your view on Travis's lateral? How that unfolded?
I'm shaking my head because I told him before the play, I said, I'm going to throw it to you so we can get in field goal range. And he underhand shoveled it across the entire field. So, it's like I'm talking to Sterling. So that's Travis, man. He's a special player, and as long as he does it and it works, man, no one's going to say anything.
And one of the things tonight, just sort of about the vibe, obviously you're locked in on the game itself, but were you cognizant in some way of how the fans were responding?
100%. I was trying not to be. I really wanted to focus on the game and then look after and maybe get a scoreboard kind of shot of it, and they gave us a couple of those, but you could feel that stuff was going good. And there was kind of a lull there, I think towards the end of the game, and I was like, they're not showing it, the score, the Yankees came back. But no, the Royals picked it up and got the win, and it was extremely exciting to see that the fan base, because obviously we know that the fans at Arrowhead are going to be loud and ruckus and be really into the game. But I haven't got to experience that stadium in Kauffman, sold out playoffs and that stuff, and so it was cool to see that kind of combine.
Will you go Wednesday?
That's the plan. It's bye week, so Brittany's vacation and me getting to the Royals game will feud for sure.
What does it say about your team that through all these injuries, you've just found ways to win every single game so far and entering by?
We've won different ways. At the end of the day, our defense is playing their tail off, and I think people are starting to come to realize that even more. And so even when we're getting these field goals, they're keeping us in these games. Obviously offensively, we had a better day today, a lot of yards. Now it's about finding ways to finish with touchdowns in the red zone, so we can make these leads bigger, faster, then we can really let Spags be Spags. And I think if we can do that, we'll continue to get better and better as the year goes on.
You joked about vacation in the Royals, and how will you spend the next 6 days doing relaxation and just getting ready for the second half, so to speak?
It's not going to be a lot of relaxation. It's going to be, one, I'm going to work on my own stuff. I have stuff I need to work out, and then I'll be home with my kids, so that's going to be a lot of running around in itself. And then hopefully get to go to at least one of the Royals games during this bye week. So it's going to be a lot of fun. We're not going anywhere exotic or crazy, but it'll be good to kind of get some family time.
Patrick, you got to see some old friends on the defense there. I'm guessing you probably didn't have Colin Saunders getting an interception on the bingo card. He was pretty chirpy out there, it looked like, throughout the game. Did he come up to you afterwards and say anything?
Yeah, we talked. He's I said if it had to be one person, the fact that it was Colin was probably the best person in the NFL that could have got an interception off me. It's just such a good guy, man. One of the best teammates I've ever had. Truly is. Just smile on his face every single day. And it really just loved not only football, but just the part of the locker room, which I think is really cool. And so I'm super happy for him that he had a good game and that he's done a good job of having his career go on. But yeah, it was cool seeing Willie. It was cool seeing Tyron. All those guys, man. It's cool to see those guys because they did so much for this organization, and now they're going off and doing stuff for others.
Kareem had mentioned during the week how important and how happy he'd be to score a touchdown. Just what does that mean to you, just being able to see him come full circle and get that done?
Yeah, no, it was extremely exciting. I mean, he deserved it. And I mean, he's playing hard. I mean, and for someone that didn't have training camp to have that amount of carries and catches, and not only that, I mean, the pass protection and being able to pick up blitzes. I mean, that's stuff that goes under the radar, and he's done a great job of that stuff. And so it's gonna be real tough whenever you get Pacheco back, and you have Kareem, Pacheco, Steele, Cloud. I mean, Veach has done a great job of adding to that room, P-Ryan, and so we'll be able to run the football, and then hopefully the play action game gets even better.
Patrick, hey, you didn't really have to do this tonight, but you guys have won some games where, situational football, where you really had to make the right plays at the right time. And Coach Reed's talked about a lot about coaching. I want you to talk a little bit about that, how you guys seem to be making the right decisions always at the right time.
I think it comes with preparation and experience. Preparation, Coach Reed doesn't let the small details go. I mean, he really focuses on them every single week. And so even when it gets tedious and stuff that you've talked about a lot, he makes sure to stay on top of that stuff, and all the coaches do. And then we've been in a lot of those experiences. Obviously, there's new ones that come up, but guys are prepared and ready to go out there and execute whenever that time comes.
Last one, Sam. Patrick, just the opening of the game, frequently we're targeting tight ends. Was that part of the game plan, or was that just something you were seeing in real time?
Yeah, no, I mean, we have a lot of talented tight ends, so we want to make sure we get them on the football field, and so it was cool to get those guys out there. Jody coming back, getting a catch, but he's an athletic guy that can stretch the field for the size that he is, and so when you're able to run the ball, those big sets, and then spread teams out, it's our advantage with the athletic tight ends that we have, and so it's going to be mixing and matching based off of the teams that we're playing, but I think Coach Reed and the coaches are going to do a great job of it, and so we're going to utilize everybody on the entire team.
Thanks, Patrick.
What a game for this guy. He is back, and is he ever. Juju Smith-Schuster, 130 yards receiving in this game, 8 targets, 7 catches. Kind of walk us through the fact that you're getting dialed up so much.
Yeah, man, obviously being back here, being in the system I'm very familiar with, playing with Pat, being under Andy Reid, and great guys around me, man. I give it up to those guys. This is the greatest team sport. It takes all 11 guys to make one play happen, and, thanks to them.
But what about this culture? You've got perspective now. You've been with 2 organizations. But this organization, 3 actually, but this having for sure the GOAT. For sure the GOAT. But you mentioned it's the ultimate team sport, but how much is this team culture accentuated here?
Man, it's unbelievable. There's no place like it in the world. This atmosphere, everybody just wanting to play for each other, just wanting to win. When you win as a team, everybody wins in the long run. So, shout out to the guys for making that happen.
What happened on the 50-yarder?
Man, pretty much, a play we worked on very much. And it's funny, we didn't really practice it in man, and it kind of just opened up, bust out. I ended up going down. I got tackled because I knew Worthy's mom's birthday was today, so we wanted to him to score, so she gets the touchdown ball. So it all worked out.
So unselfish, so unselfish. But just the fact that finally kind of getting back into rhythm with Pat. I mean, you weren't here in OTAs, weren't here in camp. I mean, there's no instant oatmeal here. How much are you now feeling like, okay, it's up and running?
Man, it's going. This is just the beginning of it. Obviously, just going into this bye week, and being able to keep that on there, right? I think, we can't lose track of, our offense and how we got to get better in the red zone. And, I got to finish that play. That's on me. But at the end of the day, we're so much better, than we give ourselves. And there's a lot of stuff we got to work on.
Final question, though. It shows some real mental strength to come back from that play, because then you're the key part of the drive. What about it and what you've learned about being mentally strong and shaking off a play like that?
Yeah, man, to all the young guys out there, to all the guys, who's, playing this profession, one thing that Andy Reid teaches us a lot in anything you do is, next play mentality. I took the fault for that. I was very frustrated. I shouldn't have signed my helmet because I know a lot of guys are relying on me. But, I took that to heart. That interception kind of went over and it turned into points, which kind of hurt me. So I took it upon myself, like, I got to come back here and make this place.
And you sure did. Juju Smith-Schuster, gigantic game.
Oh, man, I miss you so
It
much.
was a great feeling to get back in the end zone. I missed it very much. That's why I threw up a heart, to show my love for, Kansas City.
It seems like even though you didn't have training camp and some of that prep, that you're able to still run pretty hard. What do you think has been the key to just being able to jump right back in and not miss defense?
I'll have to say, I worked real hard still in the off season, even though I didn't get a training camp or OTAs. But my coach, Matt Luck, man, he put me through some hard, grinds up in Willoughby South.
And was it about the offense that allows you to this time, and obviously it's been years since you actually played in this offense, but how have you been able to be so comfortable?
I mean, when I got here, they pretty much engraved the the system into me. Everything I pretty much, even going to Cleveland, I took a lot of things that I learned from here and used it when I was in Cleveland.
What was that just process like of trying to get up to speed at such a good rate?
It's hard. You just got to stay on top of it. Just take care of your body. And, rehab, I'm, grateful to be healthy and just trying to keep stacking days.
How much fun is it to feed you football? It's not like you're just here, you're in the middle of it.
Oh, man, I'm having a blast out there, man. It's so much fun, and, I missed it so much. And, Coach Reed does a great job of, putting us in great situations to be successful.
You got a lot of touches early on your rookie year. They worked you a lot. You're a little older now. How do you think you're going to feel tomorrow after getting all these carries?
I feel like I'm going to be all right. We got a little time, to get back, and so that's good for me right now. And just, stay working out.
Thanks, Kareem.
Yep, thank you.
The Chiefs have faced a gauntlet of running backs in the first 5 weeks of the season. Some of the leaders, the leader in all-purpose yards was Alvin Kamara. What about holding it? He had 11 rushes for 26 yards. That's crazy to hold him down. They've done it to Bijan Robinson. They did it to Dobbins, J.K. Dobbins. They did it to Derrick Henry in week 1.
For those counting at home, that's an average of 2.4 yards per carry for Alvin Kamara tonight, who is one of the best playmakers overall in the NFL. Like you said, he came into this game leading the league in touches with 97, scrimmage touchdowns with 6, and scrimmage yards with 536. He is their offense. He touches the ball on 46% of their offensive plays. He could never get going because this Chiefs defense shut the door time and time again. Can we talk about this Chiefs defense as the best defense in the NFL? How many games in a row do they have to hold the opposition under 28 total points for nationally people to consider them the best defense in the NFL? Because it's 26 consecutive games now. That is the longest for any team in 17 years. This defense is phenomenal, and they showed it on a national stage once again tonight.
And to do it week after week after week, to hold a team on downs, and it's happened at all 3 levels. Nick Bolton was explosive again tonight. The DBs were great. Jalen Watson, we had him, of course, on field pass and on DTK, but he's playing some ball. Cook with an athletic interception, almost a huge interception return. But again, this defense is eating every week, and you heard it from Turk Wharton. They are a really, really close-knit group.
And overall, the Saints right now own the #1 scoring offense in the NFL. They're averaging over 31 points per game. Now, I get it hasn't really been like that the last couple weeks, but still, they have a lot of weapons on this offense. And the Chiefs just hold them to 3 3-and-outs, the interception that you mentioned, and 2 turnovers on downs. Just a really great performance by this Chiefs defense. They're so consistent each and every week. And again, they deserve to be called at this point the best defense in the NFL. What else do they have to do?
Just look at the numbers. People have asked me so often, is it too early to have the bye after 5 weeks? And my answer is an emphatic no. Here's why. This team has played 46 games in a span of 2 years and the first 5 of this year. This team needs a rest whenever they can get it, in taking a breath here and there, because this is not just this season. This extends through a very active 2 off seasons. To me, it's perfect for this Chiefs team to get a bye now.
Yeah, it's truly the perfect time. Just the injuries that we've dealt with have kind of piled up here, and credit to the players that stepped in tonight for those injured players. But you're 5-0 at this point in the year. You take a breath and you say, we've done some good things. What can we clean up? And when you have kind of a dominating win like this, I know the scoreboard didn't really show it, but the Chiefs dominated the Saints here tonight, really in all 3 phases. You can build off that momentum going into the second half of the season. And for the Chiefs to be 5-0 right now, despite the adversity that they've faced, that's scary for the rest of the NFL.
And a psychological advantage for this team to have a bye week after a Monday night game. Because what fans don't realize, you play a Monday night game, either home or on the road, the staff, Derek Nottie, the you have to work. You're working on next week's game the day of the Monday night game. They didn't have to do that this week. It was huge for the staff and players to focus completely on this game and not have to worry about a game on a short week after a Monday night game.
Those small little advantages add up over the course of the year. And last week, over the final month or so of the season, we talked about the opposite, how constantly we had less rest than our opponents. Well, now finally, if you got to play a Monday night football game, we're not dealing with a short week, and that's a big deal.
I'll close this way, and you know this stat, Matt. We'll go into the bye week with this thought for you. The Chiefs win their 5th straight game this season. Andy Reid has been the head coach of the Kansas City Chiefs for 12 years. Each of the 12 years, Andy Reid has had at least one 5-game winning streak. That is an all-time National Football League record. Chew on that one, Chiefs Kingdom. What a stat.
How lucky are we that we're dealing with this? I mean, teams would kill for this kind of run, and we do it every single year. I think this is 11 wins in a row now for the Chiefs dating back to last season. And hey, it didn't come down to the final play of the game. How about that?
Nice. We all get a little heart health from this one. He's Matt McMullen, senior team reporter. I'm Mitch Holthus, voice of the Chiefs. Enjoy your bye week, Chiefs Kingdom. We will.
Chiefs Rewind is brought to you by Ford, the official car and truck of the Kansas City Chiefs, and by CommunityAmerica Credit Union, the official banking partner of the Kansas City Chiefs.